Hi, welcome to Joanna's DIY Life. On this channel, I love to do home decor on a budget. Now, let's get crafty. In this video, we're going to be working on these beautiful fall projects. Let's go. For the first one, I have these pumpkins from the Dollar Tree Plus. They were $3, and then I have this sign Grateful from the Woodpile at Hobby Lobby. Water and paint. You can have paint of your choice. I do not want to paint these. I want to kind of color stain. So I'm going to be adding paint and water. I'm not going to be doing the sections. That would be cute if you wanted to do that, but I'm going to do each pumpkin a different color. So I am just going to dilute my paint in water, and I'm going to paint this, and I'm going to lay it heavy in those creases because I want the paint darker in the creases. And then after I get the paint on, this got it too light. I will be using a paper towel, just a simple paper towel to, get some of the excess wet paint off. After it is painted, it will look like this, and it was rough, so I just used my little finger sander and sanded the edges of this pumpkin because I didn't want any splinters. So for the Grateful, I was going to just stain it, but I didn't really want that look, but I didn't want it stark white either. So I'm going to use this off-white, ivory, whatever you want to call it. It's chalk paint from Waverly, and I'm just going to paint my sign carefully without getting it on the sides. Now, if I did get it on the sides, which I did just a little, I'm just going to take a wet wipe and just wipe it off. No big deal, came right off. When the paint was dry, I'm just going to take my Sharpie marker. Now, you can put it on just like this if you want to, or do whatever you want to with it. But I took my marker and I put stitching around my word just to make it pop just a little bit more, and I love it. And I'm just simply going to glue it using the combination of Titebond wood glue and hot glue. Now I'm going to take jute twine from Walmart. It's a little bit thicker, and I'm just going to glue it to the back of here, and then I'm going to wind it around my pumpkin stems just to give them a little, something up there and break the color. Now you can choose to leave it if you want to. You can paint it if you want to. You can add what you want to. It's yours. Do what you want to. This is mine. I'm doing what I want to. That's the joy of life. You can do what you want. I'm just here to inspire you, okay? So I'm going to add my twine, and then when I get to the top, you could see me adding a little bit of glue just to tack it down because it tries to slip off, especially when you get towards the top. And when I get there, I'm just going to curl it around to cover the top of the stem. Now you can stop. That's up to you, but I just want the full thing covered. And then I realized a different way to do it, and I'll show you in a minute. But I'm just twirling it around, gluing it down, and then I cut it off just to, seal it. Now this is a different way that might be easier. I just pinch my twine, and then I'm going to add glue to the top. Put my pinchy twine down there and push it down. And then I am going to start going from the top to the bottom. And it works out either way, but I found this way easier to close off the top. So this is the way I preferred. And then when I just wound it, I got it to the, I don't even know what I just said. But when I got it to the bottom after winding it around, then I just tacked it down with glue. So I have this green paint by Apple Barrel, and I have these 2 leaves that I got out of my stash, and probably came from Hobby Lobby, to be honest with you. And I'm just going to water paint those as well. And I'm going to be sticking these to my two side pumpkins. All I'm going to do is take my hot glue and simply glue these down, one going one way and one going the other. I don't know why, but I like to do things even, it seems like. Unless it's flowers, then I do the flowers in threes. I don't know. It's just me, y'all. It's just me. But now I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to light my stems. One, to get the hairiness down because it's hairy. And two, if there's any hot glue showing, this will remelt the hot glue and turn it clear as long as you don't touch it. And it just cleans it up and makes it look nice. So there it is so far. And I'm going to take my moss that I flung in your face and I am going to just simply pull a string out, hopefully, and it worked. And I'm just going to take hot glue and glue this right to the front and around the sides. So you've seen moss glued on before, so we're moving on with these flowers. I am going to pull them off and just pop them down in the moss until, you know, just whatever looks good to me is what I'm going to do. Now I've got them glued down, and before I glue the middle one on, I'm going to take a leaf and I'm going to glue it down first and then pop that flower inside that. Then I'm going to take another leaf or a set of leaves, and I'm going to cut them in to 3, but I think I only used 2 of them. I can't remember. So I'm going to cut that. You'll see me do that right here. I'm just going to pop it off and then just take scissors and snip it into parts once I get all that plastic off. Then I'm going to pop one on the edge and one on the other edge. And this is what it looks like. And I'm not going to add that third one. But I am going to take this flower bush from the Dollar Tree. And it's a fall flowers. And I'm just going to add the greenery in between just to fill it in. And now I'm going to take the twine. I'm going to wind it around my fingers here and just make a bow. Tie it in the middle and then glue it on the middle pumpkin. At this point, I thought I was done. But then I thought, nope, pip berries, or berry garland, whatever you want to call it. I get some of these from Dollar Tree, some of them from Hobby Lobby. But anyways, I knew it needed those little twirly things. Spin, I don't know. They're called something, but don't ask me what, because I don't know. Trindles, maybe? I don't know. But anyways, this is what I'm going to put my little swirly doodads on. And I'm just going to roll it around a pencil and then glue it on the back. I'm going to do the green and white in the middle, and then I'm going to do the orange on the 2 ends. And I'm going to do the same thing, just twirl it around a pencil and glue it on. Now I got them all glued on and I like it. So this is done. Now for the second one, I used the Acorn Trio I got at Dollar Tree Plus, and I love acorns. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And I thought it would be cute. I love the white wood, but I thought it would be cute to put this cork that come from the Dollar Tree on there too. Y'all, I didn't know what I was doing. There might have been an easier way, but if there is, I always go the long way around. So I didn't find the easier way. But I did flip it over and try to measure how big of a piece I needed to cut to put on here, because putting the whole thing on was kind of a pain in the rear. So I'm just going to mark it with a marker. Then I'm going to cut it with my scissors and cut it down so that I don't have so much to work with. That seemed to help me out. So I'm going to cut down another smaller piece, and that makes it even easier to work with. And I'm just going to set it down, and I'm using my fingernail. Now, I know not everybody has fingernails, and If you don't, an X-Acto knife or the little pink tool, anything to poke down on here, it will be perfect because you're going to have a piece that's in there. Now, if you want an even easier thing to do, you can leave it like it is. Or you can paint the top brown, or you can stain it with Waverly Wax. Whatever you want to do. But I just thought this would be cute to add the cork. So this is how I'm doing it. And once I got the indentation there, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim it. Now trim away a little at a time if you do this, because you don't want to be whacking at this and then have to do it all over again. So, you know, this eventually works out for me just by poking and trimming. And I am going to do this for all of them. But see the hangover right here? Just leave it hanging over and you can cut it off with an X-Acto knife later. Once I got my 3 pieces ready, I just simply peeled the back off. And I'm going to stick them to the top of my acorn. And I'm going to use the line on the acorn. And it worked out perfect. So if there's any overhang, like I said, like this, I tried to use my scissors, but that did not work. So an X-Acto knife worked better. Now after I got it all trimmed, I'm just going to take my little finger sander. You can use sanding block, whatever you have, and sand this down. Now you want to go in a downward motion. I don't even know if you can see me, but I'm going in a downward motion because you'll rip your cork. So that smooths everything up. And we're going to lay our next piece down and pray that it fits. And it does. Now you could pull this up if you get it wrong, but once it sticks, it sticks. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other sides. Now I'm going to take the Waverly Wax and a wipe, and I have one of the Hello Fall signs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go over this until it's the color that I want it. And then I'm going to just take hot glue and glue this down to the middle of that acorn. And then you can see my little raffia bow, raffia, whatever, bow up there. And I'm just going to glue that to the middle of my acorns. And I'm done with this one. I want to keep it simple. And that is simple. Right now you just see me picking the glue out with my little pokey tool because some of it smushed out into the letters. But after I get that bow on, this one is complete. I now have one of the Dollar Tree wooden slatted pumpkins, and I went to Indiana at the ladies conference and I found this beaded initial and I loved it. And I just thought this idea in my head would be cute. It might not end up cute, I don't know. But I just want to water down paints and paint stain my little pumpkin here. So you need to take the, the jute hanger off. And I'm just going to paint each slat a different color. Then after I get it the colors I want, now y'all can color it any color you want to. That's up to you. I'm just going to take this distressing wax and a brush. And I'm going to distress my pumpkin because these colors were kind of bright. I am also going to take it and I'm just rubbing it on my leaf here. I thought it looked cool, and that's just how it was easy to distress that right there. Now, all I'm going to do, I want the beads white just as they are, and I'm simply just going to hang it over my pumpkin. Then I'm going to put my string back in to hang it with. And this one is done. Easy peasy, guys. And I love it. I love it. I know it's colorful, but I love it. Okay, so for this next one, I'm taking one of these faux cutting boards from the Dollar Tree, and I've got my oscillating tool with my sander on it and my granddaughter. I'm going to sand this glitter off. This is so easy. I love this tool. My granddaughter is laughing. Y'all can't hear her, but she's having a blast with this thing vibrating. And but anyways, I'm just going to get most of this print off of here so that I can paint this. When I get that done, I gave it a quick paint job of Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And then I went online and Googled a pumpkin pie recipe, and I found this one. And I crumpled it up and just tore around it. And I'm going to take Mod Podge. Oh, no, I'm not. Not yet. Not yet, sorry. I'm going to take this brown, and I'm going to go over this. I didn't want it stark white, so I'm just going to go over it with this tan acrylic paint. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's just tan acrylic paint. You can do any color you want to. So I'm just going to go over this right now. I have this set of hanging signs from the Dollar Tree, and I want this pumpkin pie one. And I'm going to attempt to Mod Podge this down and then put the pumpkin pie slice on there. I had to take the staples out to remove the string so that it would lay flat. My idea was to make this look like a vintage recipe on a cutting board, okay? So that's why I crumpled it and, you know, made it rough around the edges. So I'm just going to take Mod Podge. This is matte Mod Podge, and I'm just going to go over this. And to make it cohesive, I do go over the whole thing eventually. But I just want to stick this paper down, and I'm not worried about the crumpleness or wrinkly because I want it that way. My granddaughter is down there getting into everything. She's so stinking cute though. But anyway, distraction. So I am just going to take this and roll it down. And like I said, if there's any, you know, this is going to make the lines in it and the wrinkles in it. It does smooth it down so that there's no air pockets, but it makes the wrinkles just more profound. And then I'm just going to go under any that wasn't Mod Podged and stick that down and then go around the edges. So that way I know it's all sealed. Once I get it all sealed and dry, I'm going to take this Distressing ink from Tim Holtz. I think it's walnut stain, but I'm not sure which one. I have several. But anyways, I'm just going to go around this, and I want to make it look old, but, you know, I wasn't digging this color when I first started putting it on. But I just went with it, because once I get started on something, I keep going until I'm done, because sometimes you never know the outcome of it. You may be surprised and like it. So anyway, now I'm going over it with ground espresso, and I'm trying to darken this up and cover up the white that's in it. I'm still not digging it, y'all. I'm just going with it. But anyway, I'm just trying to go around the edges and just make it look like it belongs on the board. I don't even know what I'm doing. But once I got the pumpkin on there, I noticed it was orange and didn't match anything. So I got Vintage Photo, and it's kind of an orange tone. And I'm rubbing it on here to see if that works. But in the long run, I still didn't like it. Okay? I'll just be honest with you. I did not like it. I'll let you see it, but I didn't care for it. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I threw my hands up and said, ugh. So, I don't know. You may like it, but I don't. So this is what I done. I took the back side of the board and got the sticker off and painted it. And I love the way this is painted. Then I went on my Silhouette, my Cameo, and my Studio. I made this. I did it just from my fonts. It's a typewriter font. And I weeded, but I did the inside, not as if you would put it on a shirt or even as a sticker or whatever. It's called reverse weeding. So I got all those parts out, which was a pain in the rear. I'm not even going to lie. I'd rather use a stencil. And now I'm trying to pull my tape off without ripping all my little doodads out. But if I do, I just take this pokey tool and poke them back down. But you don't have to watch that. So here it is. And it's all down. And I'm pushing everything down. And I'm just going to take a little pouncer. And I am going to start pouncing paint. Now I'm going to be easy so that I don't pull anything up. And the reason I'm not using a brush is because I didn't want it to smear underneath. I don't do this very often, to be honest with you. So this is just the way I chose. I did get a bigger pouncer in the end. And now I'm going to pull it off. I was hoping I didn't pull any of my paint up from the board. My paint that I'm just painted white is not dry because I didn't want it to peel, when I pulled my vinyl up. So I'm pulling it off wet. So I have to be very careful not to touch anything. Now, as you can see, all of the vinyl is not lifting up, which you have to get in there and weed out the little pieces anyway. So I am just going to work on this by pulling and praying that I don't touch anything with my white hands because I was a total mess. But y'all don't have to watch this process either because it's quite boring. So now I have this and I absolutely love it. I went over it with clear wax just to make sure that my paint doesn't chip up. This was acrylic paint. But I think when I started putting it on, I actually put stuff in it to make it chalk paint and didn't write on it because my brain has brain farts and I don't remember. But anyways, I just went over it with white wax and then I'm gluing my pie down and it hangs off the side a little, but that's okay. Now I'm going to take a glue stick and put craft paper on this hideous looking back that I have on here. And then all I got to do after I put that on is take an X-Acto knife and trim it off, and then put my jute hanger back on, and I'm done. Now this I absolutely love. If I can hold on to it, I love it. And here is a look at everything all done. I absolutely love the cutting board now. But I'm not so sure about that multicolored pumpkin, but I do love my monogram. That's pretty, so I may take it off and put it somewhere else. I'm not sure. I absolutely love the bottom too. Let me know if you like this cutting board the first way or the second way. I would love to know what you think. If you like this video, please leave me a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Remember, you are a blessing. Until next time, goodbye.